Elden Ring bosses weren't actually that hard, and I'll tell you why. Starting with Radon. My friends told me this guy was gonna mess me up, but he just didn't. His big swings made it easy to roll away like a lethal ball sack. I understand that this is pretty obvious, but the fact that you can just summon an army of little goons to just sick them for you just can make the whole fight really easy. And summoning torrents also very nice too. Melania. Let's just be honest with ourselves here, okay? Literally every single swing of her blade and attempted grab with her hands is kind of really easy to dodge. To be fair, she's blind, or at least she looks blind. I don't really see her eyes. The only attack that's any dangerous is her flurry of insane swinging move, at least in her first phase. In her second phase, she does have one other attack that's pretty silly. The one where she makes like little clones of herself and they attack you. But if you just pay attention to those instead of her body, they're pretty easy to dodge. Fire Giant. Okay, the only thing that I've ever seen this as a hard boss is on a tier list of the hardest Elden Ring bosses. And it doesn't seem like too many people actually really had too much of a problem with him, but I'm inclusive, even to garbage players. I'm so nice. Supposedly, what's hard about this fight is the massive amount of health this big boy's got, and maybe the use of fire. That might make it a little bit difficult, but he's so big he can like hardly hit you. Freaking huge, slow, you just roll and you don't get hurt. Fighting him makes me feel like a cockroach of death. No one can catch me. Godfrey. First thing I have to say, that's one jacked mother fricker, dude. Just look at this absolute hunk of a man. I'm not jealous though. You are. I decided. Back on track now. This guy just uses his massive muscles like a brute. All he does is slam the floor and make it explode. And sometimes he even gets his axe stuck when he goes all loo warrior or whatever, trying to bear hug me. Even sillier. No way he's touching me. Slippook. Radagon / the Elden Beast. Radagon himself starts the fight off strong. He has a little boy hammer, so he might not be that strong. And the only move he has that can really land is when he turns the floor into boom runes. Whatever the stuff is on the floor. Besides that, just push him aside because he's a little sissy. Now, time for the Elden Beast, or as I like to call him, the cardio boss. He just runs and runs in the water or in the sky, man. You run a whole marathon before the freak decides to stop being in the water or in the sky to actually tussle with you. And he's bad at tussling. That's why he runs, dude. I thought going into the fight for the first time, he'd be pretty hard, being the final boss fight and all that, but he wasn't really. It was kind of easy. Estelle, the natural born of the void. His voidy shockwaves were what he mostly could hit me with. His beam was kind of easy and predictable, so I didn't have a problem with that move. But what is it with so many bosses that they just keep running away? Like they're 10 times the size of me. Though, to be fair, if something the size of a hamster had a decent chance of killing me, I might run too. Is what I would say if I was a total chump. I'm no coward. I'd stomp on it. Estelle did more damage to me by looking at me with that nasty eyeball in his head than he did with any attack. That's all the bosses I could think of that I beat pretty easily that were supposedly hard. Let me know what bosses you easily beat in the comments. Mwah.